Hello my sweet ladies, you're welcome back to another interesting tutorial. So today we're going to be recreating this Bubu style. This Bubu style has been around for a while, but I decided to make one for myself this season because of course I'm going to be using it for the holidays. We rock Bubu just to be going up and down during Christmas. So yeah, let me make this for myself for the holiday. So for this style today, you will be needing two type of prints. You can decide to use plain one for one side and then the other print for the other side, but I'm using these two combination of Ankara to make it. So from each of the Ankara, you need your length with extra 5 inches. So the gown length I'm working with today is 60. So out of this, I'm going to cut 60 plus 5. Then from this one also, I'll cut 60 inches plus 5. Do you understand? So basically, you need about roughly 2 yards on each of them, but not all exactly up to 2 yards, you get? So I'll go ahead, I'll cut it out. But then another thing you need to take note is that we're not going to be cutting directly on our fabric today. If you have a pattern paper to use, that would be great. But if you don't, you can use lining to cut it out. There will be no lining on the fabric. When you are done, you discard the lining like I'm going to do. But then you can also use your interfacing to cut it out, so that after you are done cutting, using it as the pattern, you can also use the interfacing later. You understand? Like just draft it on your maybe your paper stay, and then yeah, when you are done using it, you keep your paper stay and use it for your interfacing of any other thing later. So that way the interfacing is not going to be like a waste. Do you understand? But if I'm to do it in shop and I'm not recording, I'll just draft it on my interfacing, use it as a pattern. Then when I'm done, I can always reuse my interfacing. It's not going to be like a waste. So from my lining, I'm going to cut out my gown length. My gown length is 60. Then I said we are going to add extra 5. So I'm going to cut 60 with extra 5 out from this lining. So that's like 65. Okay. So another thing you're going to be needing for this style is your bridal satin or doll face. But in my own case today, I'm going to be using this Mikado. So you can use any fabric of your choice just to do like a style line there in front. You cut across all the way to the back. So basically you can wear either side, whether front or back. Do you get? So yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. And you need it to be very long such that it accommodates your length, twice your length. I don't have up to that here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll join. So let me just keep this ones aside. Then we'll get into the main business. So I'm going to fold the lining into 2 like this. Can you see? So here I have the length with extra 5. Then over here, we are going to take our desired sleeve length with. So this place is on fold. So here I have 22 inches. So I'm going to roll a guideline so that we have a starting point. I'm going to measure down my nipple point line. My nipple point line is 10.5, but because this design is a free Bubu, it's not snug on the body. So instead of using my exact nipple point, I'm going to add like extra 2 inches to it so that it comes down very well. So that will be 12.5. Let's make the class interactive. Fastest finger in the comment section. 10.5 plus 2. What will that give us? Let me see your comments. All right, so this is what we have. Normally when you're cutting our Bubu, we use our nipple point to get the length of the sleeve opening, but then we are not using exactly the sleeve opening now. The next thing you want to do is also to measure down the exact gown length with your seam allowance. So my gown length is 60. So I'm going to add seam allowance of 1.5 for hemming the down part. Then I'll roll the line. So this is the length. Then we have 1.5 as the seam allowance for hemming the down part. Can you see? Hope you guys are following. If you have questions, do not hesitate to ask in the comment section. I'm going to ask my own question later. Okay, so this is what we have now. So the next thing you want to measure, so basic measurement you need for this class, you need your shoulder to your desired sleeve length, but we are going to use the total width that this fabric can give us, and that is the same width that your Ankara will also give you. So it's going to stop around here. But if you want it to be shorter, you can then reduce this. Do you understand? So now here, I'm going to put the biggest circumference of my body divided by 4 plus extra 6 or extra 8 inches, depending on how loose fitting you want it to be, because it's very, very free. It's not snug at all. It's just loose fitting. So the biggest circumference of my body is my hip, and that is, my hip is 44. Divided by 4, that will be 11. 11. So I'm going to add extra 6 inches to it to make it free. I don't want it snug at all. Do you understand? So this is what we have now. And then from here, just really straight down to the hemline. Even if you want, you can still make it wider. It's totally your choice now. Okay. So, but I'm doing with extra 6 inches. There is no shaping so ever. Don't forget that. So this extra 6 is the ease. Then I'm just going to make the seam allowance to be just 1 inch. Just 1 inch. 1 inch is okay for your seam allowance. Then I'll just really straight down now to the hemline. There is no shape to it. And note, if you don't want it very wide, you can reduce this 6 inches and make it 3. Depend on your own choice, your preference, okay? But mine is going to be like this, just straight and wide like this. If you like, you can also reduce the hemline. So let me reduce the hemline. This is 18. I'm going to make the hemline to be like 16, so that the down part is not so wide. Let's do 16 on the down part. So I'm just going to connect them together. So this is what we have. So now is a bubu. So you don't want it to be like a T shape. So we just create a curve here like this. Let's create a curve. Is it clear? Let's create a curve just like this. As simple as this. All right, so the next thing you want to do, at this upper part, you're going to put 3 inches here so that we can slant the shoulder. Then over here, I will measure 1.5. Can also do 2 if you want, but 1.5 is good. Then you connect them together. Connect together. Then add your seam allowance of 1/2 inch for sewing later. Do you understand? Now we are going to cut the neckline. So for the neckline, let me use another color of chalk. I'm going to make the neck width to be 4 inches. 4 inches by 4 inches. 4 inches by 4 inches. And I'll go ahead, I'll connect this way. But based on the style, one side is dropping more than the other side. So for that, I'm going to do extra 5 inches. Extra 5 inches. Then I'll connect Can you see, just like this? Hope it's clear. If there's anything I'm doing that is not clear to you, please do not hesitate to ask. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead now. I'm going to cut that. But when I'm cutting, I'll first cut on this first neckline, the first one, not this, ignore this first, okay? This style is a free style. Anybody can wear it. After cutting this out, this is what we have. Can you see? So I'll go ahead now, just open it up this way so that we can create the second neckline. Okay, so you can now go ahead and cut the second neckline. You see, it's very wide, so make sure you adjust it according to how wide you want it. I want mine to be really very loose. If you want yours to be shaped, go ahead and do that. But it doesn't have a shape, it's just free and wide. So this is it. So the next thing now is just to cut this other side, so that one side is just going to be asymmetric. I did 5. You can decide to do 6 if you want for this other side. Okay, if you want this place to be wider than this, you can also do that. You can even bring it down more, like making it like, maybe, you know, we did 5, you can do 6, you can do 7, depending on how wide you want it. Just know that the more you slant it, the wider the neckline is going to be, though it's going to be controlled because there will be strap there later going on. So if you still want it wider than this, you can go ahead and make it wider. Okay, let's widen it a bit, just a tiny little bit, maybe like ½ inch further. I don't want this to be too wide though. Okay, so the next thing now is just to form that asymmetric shape. So I'll come over to the neckline here and I'm going to measure 5 inches, 5 inches. Let's measure 5 inches. This is the center of the fabric. You can see the shock. This is the center. So from the center, I'll just go in by 5 inch like this. Then come to the M line. You can slant it as wide as you want, but let's do 6.5 inches. So from the center at the M line again towards you, like towards the side, I'm going to do 6.5, 6.5. Then I'm going to connect from here slantly to this point. Okay, you need a long roller for this. Or if you don't have a long ruler, let me teach you one trick that is going to work perfectly well. Just fold it over at that your point. This is the point right here. Then this is this other point. So fold it like this. Do you understand? Fold those points over. And then you use your hand to crease it, or your iron to crease it. You understand? This is where my shock is. This is where the shock for the other side is as well. Do you understand it? Then you crease it with your line, or you crease it with your hand. Crease it with your hand or your iron, so that you have a crease line. When you have a crease line, it's easy for you to just cut. If you have a ruler that is long, you can use it to connect it. But if otherwise, just do this method. You achieve a very good result. So now we have a crease line at the point that we want to cut. So this is just a little trick for you there. A little trick for you. You can rule it, so let me put chalk so that you guys can follow very well. So that your crease line, just go ahead and put chalk. So this is what we have now. So we are going to use this to cut out our Ankara. This is the good side of this particular one that is facing up. So I'll place the other one on top such that the good side of this one I'm holding will also be facing this one. So it will be good side facing good side. Right side to right side. So it's facing each other right side to right side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to grab that thing that we use as pattern. I'll grab it like this. Are you seeing it? Place it on it. Just like this. Then take the other one. You see, this is how this thing is. But this is not how we are going to cut it. This is how our pattern looks originally. I've not done anything special than the fact that I just put chalk so that it will indicate this is the wrong side. This is also the wrong side. Okay. So what you're going to do, this one, you leave it like that. This one that I place on top, let it be this wrong side facing up. So we are going to cut this one that I'm holding, this side, you cut it exactly like this. Then this other side, you're just going to flip it, let the wrong side, let it be facing the fabric itself, just like this. Can you see? Then you go ahead and cut it exactly like that as well. Make sure you arrange it such that the fabric accommodates it and it's not overlapping this side. So arrange it, let it stay on its own, and then you go ahead and cut it out. So this one, the wrong side is facing up, we cut it exactly like this, but the other side we turn it. See, it was like this. It was like this, so just turn it such that this wrong side will be facing the fabric, just like this. Okay, and make sure it's not overlapping this one here. Let it stay on its own. Let it be on its own like that. So let me cut this side first. So because of the width of my Ankara, I'm kind of reducing the sleeve with just ½ inch because it's not accommodating it very well. So I reduce the sleeve. So around this neck point, I left like ½ inch that I'll be using to join it so that it's not going to reduce the neck width. Just see as I'm coming, I just extend it just like ½ inch so that I'll blend it so that the neckline will not be reduced. So keep this one. Then let's go to this other side. So I'm going to reduce the sleeve here also with that same ½ inch that I reduced the other side with. Just ½ inch so that I can accommodate it very well. Yeah, here you go. So before I cut this other side, let me quickly do like a confirmation check and be sure everything is going the way I want it. Yes, exactly. So this is the wrong side, this is the wrong side. They face each other nicely. And yeah, everything is going the way I want it to be. So I just do like a quick confirmation check. This is the wrong side of this pattern. We want this pattern and this pattern to face each other. This is the wrong side of this one, this Ankara also. So yeah, everything is in order. Please, you can do a confirmation check before you cut it out, in case, so that you be sure you are in line. Don't go and mess up your fabric. Because anything with asymmetric can cause so much confusion. So yeah, just follow the steps. You'll never go wrong with the steps. See it? So can you see? Ooh, this is looking beautiful. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead, I'll join them together, just face them, pick one of this side, pick one from this other side, go and join them together like that, then join this other one too together. Okay, when you are done, we'll come and cut facing for the neckline, and we'll also cut the strap that we're going to be using as the style. Okay, but you can just go ahead and cut the strap once and for all. It's not a big deal, just a strap. All right, so you're going to repeat the same step to the second side. This is how it looks. Next thing you're going to do now is just to cut facing to finish the neck area. You'll be using your satin, but I'm going to be using Mikado fabric. Please use satin because it's satin they use on the style. So you're just going to place your dress on top of the fabric like this. This fabric, this black one, is folded into two, by the way. So trace out the shape of the neck like so. Okay, can you see? So I want the width of the cape to be 3 inches so that by the time I'm done making my stitch, it's going to remain true. 3 inches. You can make it wider if you want. 3, 3, 3. So when you're done, this is how it's going to look. So another thing you're going to do is just to fuse it with your interfacing. And after that, you're going to make your notch around the M line, just a small little cut so that you can be able to bend it over. The right side of the facing will be facing the wrong side of the neckline, just like this. Then you're going to make your stitch around the neckline. When you are done, you notch, then flip it to the good side and then top stitch. You do the same thing for the two sides of the dress. Okay, so when that is done, you go ahead from your fabric again. You are going to cut like a strip of fabric that is going to measure twice your gown length, precisely. If you can have it like a long strip without joining, it would be nice. But if otherwise, you can join it to make it twice your length, which is exactly what I'm going to do. My length is 60. Twice my length will be 120. So from this fabric, I'm going to cut 120. I'm going to cut 120 inches and then just add 1 inch for seam allowance. All right. Okay, so I'll go ahead, I'll join this to make it very long. By the way, the width is 5 inches. From here to here is 5 inches. So later we'll just fold it like this into two, then we stitch and turn it to the good side. It's very long, sorry. Thank you. So this is how it's looking now. The next thing you want to do is just to join the two of them together at the shoulder. So the next thing you have to do now is just to place that strap that I said you are going to cut out, and it's going to be just twice your gown length measurement with 1 inch. So once you're done with the neckline, the next thing is just to hem the down part. Just look at the way I'm doing it. Then this like this, then you fold it over and go ahead and make your stitch. You do it on both the front and the back. Mm. So my gown length is 60, so I'll cut it out at 61. So this is what you're going to do. You fold it like this. So at some point, I'm just going to leave, let's say maybe about 4 to 5 inches, so that I'll be able to turn it out to the good side from there. All right, so that lift opening that you left, you're just going to bring everything out to the good side through that opening. So I've ironed it and this is how it looks. Next thing you want to do, just to grab your dress, just like this. And you just place this one directly. So when you are placing the strap, let it be more to this side, that is the off shoulder or the drop shoulder, so that it's not going to be hanging your neck when you wear it. So when I get to the neck point, I'm just going to backstitch and stop. Okay. So go back to the other end. Make sure your strap is not twisted. Then you start from this lower part again, all the way to the neck point. Next, you're going to cut another black material to tape the sleeve opening. The last thing now is just to go ahead and close the side, and then your gown will be ready. We added 1 inch allowance, so just go ahead and close with 1 inch all the way down. Down. you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I put up a new tutorial. And a very big shout out to all my channel supporters. You guys are amazing. You are the real sweet queens. Thank you for supporting me on this channel. I love you. Stay sweet. I'll see you guys some other time. Bye.
And then turn following